Hi guys, welcome to Ignite India Education. This is the biggest online platform for learning for design, architecture, or any kind of exam. Today is 14th April, and the topic for today was: Do you support lockdown? Give your opinion. Is banning of Pakistani artists for India justified? Is India ready for cashless economy? Discuss your take on celebrity kids influence on social media. You had to prepare for all topics, and any topics was selected. I hope your video network audio is working. We'll be giving each one of you one minute of time so that you can speak, and then Akhilesh sir, who is here with us from NIFT Bangalore, will give a cumulative feedback for everyone. Akhilesh sir, are you here with us?
Yeah.
Yes, so you can start now.
Yeah. So today, I hope everyone got the topic. So before I discuss any further, first let's discuss the class module. All right. Can I continue, Rimji, with the class module first?
Yes sir.
Okay. So all of you can see on your screen that this is a class module. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? So group, you will have today's Tuesday, so you'll have group discussion, and this is module one. So module one is 4 topics shall be given 1 minute hour in advance. That means you have already got 1 hour advance, like the topics, 4 topics, and then 1 to 2 minutes of faculty's notes followed by candidate's remark. That means after 1 minute or 2 minutes I speak, you will have to give your remark. You will have to speak on the topic. Module 2 is GD based on case studies or paragraph. You will be given one case studies or one paragraph. All right. So there's going to be no introduction. That means you'll not have to introduce yourself. We will not speak anything directly according to the case studies that you see on the screen. You'll be given each 3 minutes to gather your thoughts and points, and after 3 minutes you will start your discussion right away. All right. And module 3 is, that means on the spot topic will be given. That means there will be no case studies, there will be no paragraph, just there will be a topic, and you immediately start after 3 minutes. Okay. This is the third module. This is week one. This is module two is week two, and module three is week three. All right. Accordingly, you also have theory class on Wednesday. That is tomorrow. So tomorrow you will be taught. You will not be will not be taking any remarks from you or any discussion topics or anything such. It will be a more of theory class where we'll be teaching you some of the basic things that might be part of your interview or group discussion. All right. So you have this theory class in all 3 weeks, and then Friday, of course, Monday and Friday are your self studies, and Saturday is your mock interview. That means we will be conducting mock interview with you guys. All right. So more details on this will be shared on Thursday or Friday. All right. And Sunday you have expert sessions. So expert session will also be conducted with an external faculty or expert from the industry. So who will be conducting this expert session and giving you more feedbacks, more inputs on this. All right. Any questions you can still ask in the chat box that we have. All right. So I'll stop sharing the screen. And this is also shared in the group. So there's no need to take a screenshot or something as that, something like that. It's already there in the group, so you can refer to over there as well. All right, I'll start with today's topic. So today's topic is India is India ready for cashless economy? All right. So India, so we did see when demonetization was introduced, there was a lot of hue and cry about the cash crunch was there in the country, and there's a lot of hue and cry about cash. At that point of time, it was done in attempt to curb corruption and black money. All right. Along with that, there's a lot of terrorist funding happening, so that also stopped. All right. In this case, also, so at that point of time, Inter got introduced to cashless economy. Paytm made a very good move, and this they gained a lot of popularity along with other apps as well. So Google Pay, Phone Pay, Beam Pay, all these came into being, and they started becoming very popular in the country. All right. So, but these are limitations. What are the limitations they have for cashless economy? First thing is people need to be educated. That means if people are not educated, they will not be able to use cashless economy because they need internet connection. First thing, they need smartphone. So if they do not have the idea how to use this, they will not be able to identify the benefits of this. Second one, so also it depends on the availability of smartphone. So a lot of people in India are below poverty line or the lower middle class, which do not have access to smartphones. and they do not have good internet connectivity as well. So in this case, it is very difficult to you know, access these kind of facilities in the country, given that a lot of people are actually do not have access to smartphones and internet. With introduction of Geo, a lot of people did get access to internet, but again this is in a limited form, because still people having internet, they do not know anything else beyond YouTube or certain social websites. Other than this, do not have they do not have idea about cashless economy. There's also a lot of superstitions based on cashless economy, especially in the lower section of the class, where they as shopkeepers do not accept cashless transactions because they fear a lot of illegal transactions. Also, there are these people dealing, like for instance, if I see a customer a shopkeeper dealing in cash, on daily cash, they will not prefer this cashless economy or Paytm, for instance, or Google Pay, because they need you know, cash flow, right? So if they earn in the from morning till evening, they also have to pay their vendors in the evening with by cash, right? So this is something that again is not accessible and compatible for everyone. uh, there's also bank accounts. So a lot of people do not have access to their bank accounts. Access in the sense, with the introduction of Jan Dhan Yojana by Narendra Modi, there was a lot of bank accounts increased, but still, even those people have actually opened a bank account, uh, they do not have you know, the knowledge about you how to connect their bank account with this cashless, so let's say Paytm or, you know, Google Pay. They do not have the proper knowledge to connect these dots. All right, so this is all my remark from today. I'll be giving everyone 2 minutes to speak. I'll also be keeping a timer on this. All right, so try to finish it within after 1:30 1.3 minutes 1.5 minutes and between 2 minutes. All right, so we'll start with Shivangi, and I'll be putting the sequence of your, you know, which sequence you'll be speaking in the chat box. So please refer to that. We'll not call you out again and again. Immediately after Shivangi is done, you can say that you're done, and the next person shall start speaking. All right. So we'll start with Shivangi, and I'll refer to the sequence in the group, in the chat box. All right, Shivangi, let me start, please.
Okay. So I feel that right now India is not fully ready for the cashless economy because there are a lot of people in India. They belong to rural areas where they don't have knowledge about how to use the digital uh, apps such as Paytm, PhonePe, or Google Pay, and they even don't have the knowledge of how to use it. So, and according to a survey by National Bureau of Economic Research, 57% of the total population, they still prefer cash transaction. And because there are also security issues in the cashless transaction, because your account can be hacked, and so for that we need to provide more security and strengthen our cyber security. And though cashless economy will help, it also helps to curb corruption. And one of the move, as sir already told about demonetization, which increased the cashless transaction for a period of time. And so I feel that before fully getting cashless, a lot of things need to be improved. Thank you.
Next is Rishika, and rest others can refer to the chat box. I put the sequence over there.
Yeah, hi. So, India is a developing country, and the rate of illiteracy is also high. In rural area, it is not applicable to use cashless. Just so it is not possible in India to be completely cashless. Still, as much as possible, we are taking the initiative to do so. And as per the some apps like BPay, UPI, they are also applicable, but the fraud taken away, people are still unaware. First of all, they are unaware of these because of the illiteracy, and still if they are working on, so they are afraid of the frauds takeover. Thank you.
Yeah, so India first needs to concentrate on their literacy rates. When we increase that, people will be more knowledgeable on how to use smartphones and all of it. And most of them are under poverty lines, so they cannot afford to have a mobile phone and then do their transaction. And they do not have a bank accounts, and they do not have enough credit cards and debit cards. And mainly, we do not have free internet connections. We need to have free internet connections in order to make such transactions. And even the networking is a big problem in rural areas and other places. Even in urban areas, certain places we do not get network, and in emergency times we cannot do transactions at that point of time. And also security issues is the main thing. There are so many web scams and other issues regarding to the internet networks. And first we have to concentrate on the literacy rates and all these other issues, and then tackle and then make it a cashless economy.
Yeah. So I think yes, India is ready for the cashless economy because the government is really working hard to implement the cashless economy in India fully. Like when the demonetization was done on 30 December 2016, people didn't have much awareness about this cashless system. So the government did many campaigns or advertisements about how to use uh, the cashless app, and also introduced many online transaction apps to the citizens, such as Paytm, then BHIM or Google Pay, etc. Uh, so the government is doing its best to introduce the cashless economy in India. But there are many people in India who are below poverty line. They are not well educated, and here comes the problem that uh, they come to many problems like how to use the smartphones. They do even they are not financially that much strong that they can use the uh, smartphones. So yeah, for the people who are in rural areas or who are below poverty line, it's a bit of difficulty for them. But coming to the network issues, I must say that if we go to the banks also, sometimes there is like server down issues. So if we do it from home, or if we do it through bank transactions, obviously nowadays internet is necessary. But if we do it from home, we can avoid like wasting our time standing on queues, or wasting our travel expenses going to the bank, then saving our time. And also in the cashless system, we get cashbacks and many other offers. So I think yes, India is somewhat ready for cashless economy. Thank you so much.
I suppose Pranav is not audible.
Pranav, you're not audible to us. Pranav, you're not audible. You need to check on your mute option. You will have to go and do call in device and log in, because we cannot hear you at all.
All right, we'll move on to next, Shalini. Pranav, please try to fix it.
Hello.
Yeah, Shalini, please go ahead.
Okay. Sir, I would say yes, India is ready for the uh, cashless. Like I would say, India is like government of India brought this demonetization, which announced and which made and great impact on people, like making them educated regarding using the cashless apps. Like many other, and there was like sudden changes, like people started downloading many apps, like it was only 30% of people use the money wallets, but then suddenly after demonetization there was around 50% increase was there in downloading the app. And as like many people told me, or not all Indians are like educated or literated, but then there is a survey which says that 82 out of 100 citizens are using mobile phone, and there are many companies which are coming forward with a low data rate or else like calls, which is making India to use more of this internet and making them very easier to use the cashless. And and there was like with the major, there was like initiatives such as direct benefit transfer or BHIM and many more, where government brought that below 2000 rupee, if there is any transaction, then there won't be any sort of money will be deducted through their app. That was like one sort of initiative which brought among the cities, which brought for the citizens. And even there was some like attracting the citizens towards the cashless. There was a scheme which was like a DG done, where the citizens were told to use the cashless. So if there are any lucky winners, then they would be given some prize. Maybe that was a gimmick, I don't know, but then that made people get attracted towards the cashless. That's it. That's my point. And I just want to say one example. Like many people were saying, not everyone are ready for this, but I have an example. Like I am like, it is a true example. I am the one who go for the veggie shop, like to purchase vegetables, and I've seen I'm the only youngster who go to the shop, and there are many old age people and the middle people who comes for the shop, and they use this online like a Google Pay or like a Paytm, and I see them, there is a lot of improvement and there is a lot of knowledge regarding the cashless. Then though I am a youth, I use lot of cash, but then those people have been so educated, they use the cashless. So I would totally agree, India is ready for the cashless.
All right, next turn up, please go ahead.
Yeah, hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, audible.
Yeah.
Please continue.
So I was saying that yes, post demonetization, there has been a great increase in the digital payments mode, where the liquidity of cash is getting reduced, and we are going more onto the transactional of the digital wallets. Today, due to this, there has been a great increase in startups where they are doing e-transactions, and many of the transactions could be through Paytm or digital wallets like Beam, which the government has introduced, like Beam and your Dhan Yojana, what do you say, Jan Dhan Yojana, which the government is planning. Maybe even due to the training and the education which is given to the tier 2, 3 cities, where where the government is helping the guys to understand how the digital wallets are used, and if there's a phenomenal success story where in the digital wallet section, where example like Paytm has substantially increased their business through digital wallets. Even if you see small vendors like on the roadside have started doing this digital wallet segment, because today I think the whole world is going towards digital wallet. Especially if you see in India also, people have started having numerous apps on their phones, and even these app companies are doing great initiatives like cashback offers or some vouchers to give away when you process and succeed a transaction. So this way, I feel that digital wallet and the Paytm apps and other apps are doing phenomenally good. If you see such other apps also like MobiKwik, PhonePe, Google Pay, they are having many offers when you do a transactional successful. And now government is also processing most of the finance funds through digitally only. There is no cash transaction. Even today, corona situation, government is helping the poor through only digital transaction. It is direct to their bank accounts. So I would conclude by saying that yes, digital wallet is a good initiative taken by the government. Thank you.
Next will be Avinash, and we shall continue from
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Hello. India is ready for cashless economy. Like I can tell you in 3 points. First one is like in India, 95% people are using like digital payments, cashless economy. As like just now, recent Pranav said, roadside vendors, each and every guy, they are using a barcode for scanning. Most of them are like they're accepting the digital payments only. The 5%, those who are not using the digital payment, those are from rural areas like villages and all. Those who don't have a clear picture about that. Other than that, 95% people are using digital payments in metro cities, districts, everywhere. Only the rural areas, those guys are not using the payments. And coming to many people have said that internet and all, nowadays internet is very cheap and it's available to each and everyone in each and every single place. The you know the why those guys are not using the digital payment is that they don't have the they don't have the market over there to use the digital payments in the rural areas. That's the reason those 5% people are not using the digital payment. Other than that, India is ready for cashless payment. And as I like to add one point to Pranav. Even in our state, in our state also in Telangana, first time like our CM is distributing money for each and every individual in Telangana by digital payment. He's like sending money to their account directly through the digital way. I can say you one point 95% of India people are using digital payment. India is ready for cashless economy. That's it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Avinash, we'll come to you later. So next one would be Nikita.
I think India is not ready for cashless economy because first main reason is internet connection, and second one is most of the people in India are illiterate, and third one is most of the people use it for other things, know about all other things, but they don't know about how to do payments through the digitalized. Because what happens is even I face a I am in my native, and I wanted to pay for sir fees on through online, but I had made a big mistake. I had put all my money in the PhonePe wallet, and it was not able to remove that money because I didn't wanted to use that for payments, but I wanted to pay. But it was a whole mess, and so I think it is not ready because all doesn't have much knowledge about the digital payment. Still, India is a developing country. We need more time to become a cashless economy. Thank you. Am I audible?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So, according to me, India is not ready for the cashless economy because there's a lot of problem for that people will face, because most of the teenage people have the Google Pay accounts, and not more than like 50. The older people, like 50 years older people, can. I think it will be difficult for them, even if the facilities provided by the apps are easy. But there are major problems that will be still survive, like the security problem. Like people still hesitate to use the digital payment network, but they think that there is a risk to and threat of hacking. And I think the network connectivity is the another thing that people will face, like the trouble while people will be standing in a queue in a shop, and when the card machine will stop working, it will be a overload on the network, so that will discourage them to use the cashless economy and the digital payment methods. And another is the internet cost. The Even still today, the internet cost is like not convenient for the people, and some people can't afford it. And after only the mobile recharge, it will be possible to pay. And I think the third thing is the charge of use of the card, because most of the banks and merchants charges 1 to 2% of total amount on transaction on online payment facilities. And also there is a lack of technical knowledge between some age group of people. I think the older age and few are the students, the children who are below 10 years, because they can't have the smartphones if they go to some small shops and some to the local vendors. And next is the smartphone affordability. That is, most of the people still can't afford the smartphone in rural areas and many city, because most of the people are below poverty line. And the next problem, maybe it may be the battery backup problem, because there is only a limited battery a phone can hold even after the we carry a power bank. And next is the limit of number of bank accounts. The bank account needs more infrastructure, and also need to provide more bank accounts to many people. And but
I think her network went, Akhilesh sir. We can start with the next.
Yeah. Okay. So next one is Sanya, then Mayank and Sriyashi.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are. Please continue.
So I would like to say that India is ready for the digitalized economy, as because the government has taken a lot of initiatives to provide these facilities to each and everyone. Let's take an example of my state. I live in Chhattisgarh, and here the state government has distributed smartphones to various less various slum areas wherein each family at least have one phone, and also taken an initiative to open a zero balance account for each and everyone, because many states now, in this situation of lockdown, in many states the CM is giving money to directly to their account, and I believe that in every family there is at least one smartphone, except the extreme rural areas. Also, I would like to add on that whenever I go to buy veggies or any other just daily need shops, every single shop has a Bhim UPI and a phone pay scanner thing there, and they are using that. And if they are getting problem, if they are facing any problem, they are asking the customers directly, sir, I am facing this problem. I have experienced that when I was doing a payment, and after that some issue have happened with that person. So he asked me that how can I resolve this. I told him, and he got all the details from the customer support, whatever the problem he faced, and he resolved it. The very next day he thanked me that, thank you ma'am, you teach me. And there is not a problem that a person has to be educated. It's not necessary. If you will tell a person that you have to click this, click that, and do that, so they'll do. Also, I'd like to add on that my grandparents, I just told them, they wanted to gift me something on my birthday. I just told them that you just go to this option, touch this, and your account is added. I made that I helped them to add that and send this to me, and I'll buy anything and I'll share you that. And they were so happy after learning that, and people are learning that, people are getting to know that every person has a smartphone, and using WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook is very common nowadays. When they can use that, so they can also learn to use this is not necessary that you need to be educated for this. And illiteracy doesn't make any sense here, as because I'm not talking about the extreme rural places. I'm just talking about the people who can digitalize India. In a majority of the people can digitalize and can learn things from this. I think that India is ready for this. Thank you.
Can I start?
Yeah, please. Immediately after the previous candidates
Yes,
stop speaking and start.
Yes, I think India is ready for cashless transaction. It has been almost 3.5 years since the has been introduced, demonetization. Then yes, almost 80% to 90% of India's population is using cashless transactions, using the UPI methods, payment wallets, Paytms, etc. The areas where it can't be used properly are like the low wager people and the people who work on wages and get everyday's wages, and uh, the people, like Sanya said, there is no limit of uh, learning, no age limit of learning, so everything is possible, everyone can learn. And Jio has also introduced a phone with costing 1000 or 1200 rupees, with the 1 year subscription of all the internet and calling facilities to Jio phones, and some minor recharges for other networks. So it uses a Kai OS, so uh, it can use different UPIs and payment options, which makes accessible to small people, rural area people. And India is a developing country, so it has been a drastic change in 3.5 years. So I think it is a future. Cashless economy will be future in mostly the 5 to 6 years more. The economy will be fully cashless, and the uh, uh, due to the cashless economy, there are uh, different uh, different approaches also, like uh, there are not very difficult to manage the economy from the government side, as they are cashless, so it's easy to monitor. And if liquid money are used, there are chances of corruption. So it surpasses that also, that problem also. Then there are in few shops, there are, if you go and pay cash, there are problems of change. I don't have change, then they'll go somewhere else, then they'll get the change. And with cashless transaction, you can directly pay them even the smallest amount, let it be a 1 rupee or 0.5 paise, anything, 50 paise, anything. So I think it has a great future
All right,
ahead.
Mayank, I think your time is up now.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
I think now we'll start with Shreyasi. Shreyasi, can you hear us? Shreyasi, are you here with us? Can you hear us?
Rimji ma'am, Shreyasi having a network issue. We have to move for the next students. We will, Shreyasi, if you are audible, please send your audio or video recording or audio recording. And every one of you are requested to share your audio recording in the group.
Right,
Okay.
we'll move on to the
So
next
Akhilesh sir, you can continue now.
So we'll move on to the next candidate. It's Shravani. Shravani, can you speak up? I think there's also issue with her audio.
Yes. The goal of cashless India requires a comprehensive long-term strategy, uh, but one of its started objective of an unpredicted moves was transfer of India into a cashless economy to check on black money. The government get an ambitious target of 25 million digital transaction of year for 2017 and 18. But the cashless transactions ensures transparency and reduces black money formation. Expenditures for the manufacturing of currency notes can be avoided by the cashless economy. Tourists to India have no need to struggle for physical cash. Corruption and commission culture can be eradicated by online payment modes. Uh, but the main struggle is actually I don't think India is being 100% cashless economy in future, because even Singapore is the highest cashless economy with 60%. But till now, they did not become totally cashless, because India is actually based on with rural populations. Government should take necessary actions to take avoid and create bank accounts and started developing a cashless up to the rural level. Maybe it takes necessary actions, and India will take further step to become cashless and make digitalizations. Actually, our Prime Minister goal is to make India is digitalization, but it will created from ruralization, I think. I mean, from the rural population, because India is more depends upon the rural. We think we want to educate them, and we have to take awareness from there. That is the main key role to make India completely cashless. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Shravani.
Thank
I
you,
would like to take Naveen sir's comment on your whole group discussion. All right.
Okay. Yeah. So this discussion was good. One thing you have to keep in mind that data makes you strong in group discussion. But what if data is wrong? So if we take example of today, Arijit wrong date of demonetization. Demonetization was not done in the month of December. It was in November 2016. Shalini said 82% Indians use mobile phone. Again, wrong data. Avinash, 95% people use data in big cities. Wrong. Then Mayank said 80% to 90% population using wallet. This is also wrong. Nikita said most of the people in India are not literate. This is also wrong. So don't say anything which you don't have confidence on. So you should be confident while speaking anything. And again, as I mentioned earlier, don't end your discussion with thank you. This is not required. Because when you do group discussion, this is not the end. You will get chance again to speak. So thank you is not required. Other, it was good. Rishika, Sanchita, Shreya, Sanya. Sanya gave real life examples of Chhattisgarh and her birthday. This was really good. This is something which makes you different from others in the group discussion. So you are noticed more by the invigilator. So this is what is required. Okay. So this is my feedback. Back to Akhilesh sir.
Yeah. So guys, so that is why I told Avinash that we'll come back to him, because see, data is something very accurate. Like if you say something about data and then the other candidate asks you, okay, so where are you speaking from? Like if you say 90% of people have smartphones, so where do you get that data from, right? So you just don't assume anything and start speaking on data, okay? Because it makes you strong only if you're confident about the data. If you're not confident about the data, don't just assume and say it. All right. So that was something part of the group discussion today. I hope the class modules are clear for everyone.
Yes.
I think you should repeat again. Few of them have not joined initially. So again, repeat it, because we are starting a module class from today onwards. So this will be the module which you are following it. So please, Akhilesh sir, you explain the again.
All right. So is the screen visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you do see the dates, right? So we'll be sharing weekly these class modules. So this is module 1. If you see group discussion module 1, this is also module 1. Okay. So first week we will be doing module 1. What is module 1? Over here we have mentioned that 4 topics shall be given 1 hour in advance. Okay. So we have the class at 1 o'clock. We will give you the topic by 11:45 or 12 o'clock. All right. And then you'll be asked to discuss on this any one of the topic in the group discussion. All right. It also means that if 4 topics are given, that means even if only 1 topic is asked for you to discuss, remaining 3 topics are also important, and then you have very good information about those 3 topics as well. All right. The module 2 is something that we'll be doing in week 2nd, and the module 3 and week 3rd. Module 2nd is GD based on case studies or paragraph. We will give you a case study, small para, on this, and there will be no introduction. That means you don't have to introduce yourself. We will not speak anything. All right. And then directly you'll get 3 minutes for of time to gather your thoughts and ideas and whatever points you want to jot down, and then discussion will begin right away. All right. We'll also discuss this module in details next week. This module 3 is on spot topic with 3 minutes given to students to jot point. That means you will be given 3 minutes. There will be no case studies, no topics beforehand. On the spot, once you join the class, we'll give you the topic, all right, for discussion, and directly you have to start after 3 minutes after making your points and all. All right. So this is again, we have theory class on Wednesday. So if you see, this theory class is something that we will be teaching you. So we will tell you like how it goes on around and all, especially for GD. What is a uniform? Some of you have confusion about what you should wear, what you should not wear, what you should carry with you, right? Also, there are a lot of different kind of aspects that may be asked as concerned with NIFT. So what are IDMs? I did see Naveen sir discuss this, what IDM is, before the class began for everyone. So again, we will discuss all these things. All right. And how do you make interviews or something like that in your favor. All right. So again, Friday you have self-study. So please utilize this time as well. Saturday you have mock interview. So we'll be taking mock interview, the module of which will be discussed on Thursday. Okay. So how you are going to conduct mock interviews for you. Okay. Okay. Sunday we have expert sessions. So anyone from industry or anyone from the Bangalore, or someone from the someone who has done MBA and all these things will come and take a session with you guys. So you can put in your questions over there. You can hear them speak. All right, get some ideas about some hacks maybe or something like that, which will help you get over your nervousness or get over your different kind of fear that you have. You are speaking maybe, or what if you get stuck somewhere. All right. So these are expert sessions will be conducted every Sunday. Every Saturday you will have mock interviews and all these things. All right. Is that clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So if any doubts, you can directly reach out to us, no problem. All right.
Okay. Okay, sir.
All right. And please make good use of Monday and Friday where you have self-study sessions. All right. All right. So Dimji ma'am, I think you can conclude the session today.
Yes, Krishna sir, you can conclude the session.
Hello everyone. I hope you all got the information. The lockdown got increased till 3rd of May. And again, you have time to prepare much more better for your GDPI. So be in a practice, stay connected. We got the module wise syllabus also today, how we'll take it forward from here. So we realize after all these days, you are in a stage where we can start the syllabus in a mainstream with everything together. So whenever you have any doubt, questions, anything in mind, come to us, connect us. You can call and message us. Few of you are having an issue with internet. We have a solution. We have discussed in our classes. We have individual mentors for students. So whomsoever is required, please let me know. I will make sure that you have your own mentor. So you can ask the questions to that mentor. You are always open to ask questions in the group. You can record your audio and video. Probably I'll expect the videos of the topic which you can share in the group, so that it will be open for again feedback, and that will help to other also. So this all thing what we can do it now, and please pray for this. Be a part of it, this pandemic. Try something from your side which you can do it. and come out with the solution. We all are creative. We all are in industry. You all are maybe working professional, most of you. So you must have faced the problem in your life. And this is something a worldwide problem. So we all have to think and may come out with some solution, or maybe your solution help not only in India, worldwide also. So think for that as well. So that's it from my side for today. And all the best. Stay connected. Keep to, if you are not even here audible, please check the videos. That's there on YouTube also. And good luck, everyone. Good luck.
Thank you guys for being here. Thank you Krishna sir, Akhilesh sir and Naveen sir for guiding the students of Ignite. We'll see you in the next session. Okay guys?